Hey YouTube, thank you so much for visiting us here with Cooking with G Dubs, and I'm your host, G Dubs. And what I'm going to cook for you today is chicken fried rice. My son asked me a couple of weeks ago if I could cook it, so I'm going to feature it this week, thanks to him. And by the way, he's the cameraman. All right, so you know when the cameraman asks for something, you got to hook him up. All right, so I have all of my ingredients right here for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe down below to our cooking channel so you can see other dishes that I'm going to cook. And I plan to provide you with a different dish every week. So feel free to visit, like, subscribe, ring the bell, or click on the bell so that way every time I post something, you could be the first to have it. All right? So without further ado, let me show you what we got. Well, I have 4 eggs, and I have some frozen onions, red peppers, and green peppers. You can get it at your local grocery store, and this is something that's really good that'll help you with prepping. So if you want to save time, you can be able to get that. It's already chopped up and for you, so you don't have to do too much prep there, so that makes it easy. And I also have frozen peas and carrots for you. And then I also have already chopped up, I have some scallions that are already chopped up. And this is fresh, and I chopped up so that way you can add it to our dish. And then what I have for you is some garlic. This is some oyster sauce. This is a soy substitute. And this is our chicken. And I also have some sesame oil. All right, and I use the, for saving time, for many of us parents who are busy, you could get this or you could chop up your own garlic. But for the sake of time, I'm using some organic minced garlic. And then here I have some oyster sauce, and this is by Kikkoman, and this is a really good flavored soy sauce, oyster sauce that we're going to add. And then I use this cocoa aminos. This is organic soy substitute, so that those of you who have soy allergies, this will be a great option for you so that it doesn't make you sick. And then of course we have our sesame seed, our sesame oil. And what I have here is I have about 7 pieces of skinless, boneless chicken thighs that I already cut up. And this is what it started out looking like. See, there's no bones and most of the fat is cut off. So what I did is I just sliced it up just like this. You just slice it up into little cubes, just like you get at the Chinese restaurant. And this is really simple to make. Slice it up this way, then I spin it around, and then I slice it the other way to make little cubes. All right? Then you could cut up as big or as small as you like, whatever suits your family's needs, and then you could be able to make that. And I'm gonna split it up like this, and you see the little pieces that I make, right? And you could do the same. See these little small pieces. And I'm using the thighs because the nice thing about chicken thighs is it doesn't dry out like the chicken breast would. So if you use chicken breast, it'll be tasty initially, but it may dry out and it'll kind of make your food a little bit kind of blah, so to speak. All right. And then I'm going to be using some white rice. And the white rice that I'm using is I cooked the white rice last night and I let it cool, because what you want to do is you want to have your rice to be cooled and pre-cooked before you make the fried rice. All right, so I'm going to go wash my hands and then I'll be right back and I'm going to show you how you do. So what I did is I put a little olive oil in my skillet. There you go, olive oil, and then we're going to put our chicken. We're gonna put a little bit of water. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to let this cook real quick. It should take us about 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna let this cook. And I have not put any salt or anything in it yet. I'm just gonna put just a pinch of salt, not much. Just for a little flavor. And that's all, because we're going to need it for later, okay? So So we're gonna let this cook real quick, and then afterwards, then we're gonna layer it with the other ingredients. All right, now while our chicken is cooking, we could go ahead on and get our eggs ready too. All right, so what we're gonna do is I have 4 eggs that we're gonna use. So we're gonna crack it and then we're gonna scramble them up. And what we're gonna do is make my little mess, clean that up real quick. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna scramble our eggs really quick. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you could use a fork, you could use some chopsticks, you could even use a spoon if you were that bold. All right, so now we have our eggs chopped up. Now what we're going to do real quick is we are going to go ahead on and fry them up. All right, YouTube. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of some soy-free butter, and I'm gonna use that to fry our eggs. I'm gonna take about a tablespoon, 1. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to fry our eggs. So now, since that's nice and hot, then we go ahead and put our eggs. And this should take no time. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna scramble it up, and then we're gonna set it to the side. And then when our chicken is ready, then we're gonna combine it all together. All right, YouTube, bam. It's been about 20 minutes and our chicken thighs are cooked. So now we're gonna drop our heat to low, and we are going to take our chicken out and we're gonna set it to the side. And then we're gonna start making our rice. And as a side note, if you have some leftover chicken thighs from a different dish that you have in your refrigerator, or you have some leftover like mixed up chicken or what have you, you could do the same thing. Instead of cooking the chicken, you could be able to slice up the chicken that you have in the refrigerator, and then you could be able to still make this chicken fried rice. So all you do is just take up that chicken, you chop it up, you slice it up into small little cubes, and then you continue on with what I'm doing right here. All right? So now we let the chicken sit to the side, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain this out, and then we're gonna start making our rice. YouTube, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of butter. There's about a tablespoon and a half of butter. And we're gonna let that melt, and we're gonna add some sesame seed oil to our pan. All right, and we're gonna let the 2 flavors merge together for a second. Then when our butter is all nice and melted, then we're going to start layering our ingredients. Oh, you can smell that sesame seed oil. Whew. Smell like a Chinese restaurant in here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I have my heat up on medium, high medium. And I'm gonna add my veggies, my onions and peppers. I'm gonna put that in. Let all that mix together. And then I'm gonna take my peas and carrots, add that to it. Then we're going to let this all mix together. And I'm going to add my garlic. then I'm gonna let all these flavors stir fry together and mix together for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to add my rice. All right, YouTube. Now our ingredients have merged together. Now we're going to add our rice. And depending on how much rice you use, that will be determined upon how big your ingredients. I cook for the week, so I have a lot of rice. So everything is going to mix together. And since I'm not using a wok, I put my heat down on medium, so then that way we don't overcook it and it won't burn. All right. Now this is how it looks with the vegetables. And now it's time for us to add our soy sauce. And this here is our oyster sauce. Our oyster sauce. And our soy sauce. Now it's time for us to mix it all together, and then we're going to add our chicken. Throw some chicken in there. Let's mix it all together, and then we're going to have our fried rice. And then if you want it to be darker, then you can add a little bit more soy sauce. And then that'll give it the color that you want. But be careful on the amount of soy sauce that you add, because if you put too much, it'll make it salty, and that'll defeat the purpose. Because remember, on the channel for Cooking with G-Dubs, whole purpose is to teach you how to cook healthy. All right? So we gotta watch our salt intake. Now don't that look good? See all the color that we have in here? Absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna give it a few minutes, let everything blend together, and then we're gonna stir it one more time, and then we're ready to plate. Be right back. All right, YouTube, there we go. Now you see what it looks like? Look at that. Absolutely delicious. See the beautiful color? And by the way, I also added my eggs to it. So now it's complete. All right, now it's time to plate it. All right, YouTube, now we plated it, and look what it looks like. Don't that look absolutely delicious? I know you can't wait to taste it. Let me tell you what it tastes like. Oh man, make me talk in different languages. Konnichiwa, arigato, and all that. Delicious. As my youngest son would say, magnifique, excellent. All right, YouTube, I can't wait for you to try it at home yourself. It's real simple, very delicious. Once you have everything laid out, it'll be a breeze. Thanks for checking us out. We're here with Cooking with G-Dubs, and I'm your host, G-Dubs. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell somebody you like about our channel so they can learn how to cook just like us. Very healthy. All right, so don't forget, like and subscribe down below. This is my rendition of chicken fried rice. All right, until the next video, peace.